Hey guys! So, welcome to Banned Books Week. I do not currently have many books with me because I'm at college and like 2% maybe of my library is with me here. But nevertheless, I'm going to talk about a few banned books that I think people can enjoy and read in the span of a week with everything going on because I know I have a lot going on right now. I want to share a quote with you from Oscar Wilde, who's one of my favorite authors. He says, "The books the world calls immoral are the books that shows the world its own shame." So now is the time to celebrate the fact that we have the freedom to read what we want when we want. The first book I want to talk to you about is To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. Now I know a lot of us were probably required to read this in high school, I know I was, but I think this tends to be one of the more well-liked required reading books in high school, and I also know several people who have not read it and were not required to read it in high school and just have never picked it up. To me, I think this is a book that is very relevant now as it was then, and it has a lot of heart, and it's also quite short, so you can read it in a week, I think. The next book I want to talk to you about is 1984 by George Orwell. I confess I have not read this book yet. It's about 300 pages, and it's a classic, and I can't tell you that much more about it. I mean, I know, like, the overall, like, basic synopsis, but I haven't read it, so I'm not really qualified to talk about it, so that's just kind of my own personal recommendation for me. And in case you're wondering, Catcher in the Rye is not on this list either, and I haven't read that one either, so yeah. Why do I have a book channel again? The next book is very short. It's the one I'm reading for Banned Books Week, and that is Of Mice and Men by Steinbeck. Some of you are probably just like, shoot me now. But I love Steinbeck, so yeah, it's my list. I do what I want. The next book is a bit more controversial and maybe a bit more understandable as to why it's banned. And then I also have a book that's not banned, but is about banned books, and that is Lolita by Vladimir Nabokov and Reading Lolita in Tehran. So yeah, I'm not going to deny Lolita is really creepy, but the prose is absolutely gorgeous, so I don't think I've ever had an experience reading a book where I'm just like simultaneously freaked out and engrossed in how gorgeous the prose is. Yeah, for me, the thing about Lolita is that a lot of people tend to misinterpret it, like think it is kind of romanticizing the subject matter or that it's like condoning it, but I don't think that's Nabokov's intention at all, and that's not what I got from the book. I mean, it is told from an unreliable narrator, and it does deal with some stuff that was very shocking for the time period, and even by today's standards, is still a very shocking book. I wouldn't recommend this one to younger readers, but to anyone like 18 and up, I think it is a book that, as an English major especially, is worth your time to read. But if you're interested in like really good prose, give it a go. Reading Lolita in Tehran, however, is not really about Lolita so much as it is about banned books in Iran and about a group of women who start a book club where they read books that are banned for them. I haven't read the whole thing, but what I have read I enjoyed, and I think to give a perspective of just how fortunate we are that we can read these books here in America, I think it's good to read just to give you an idea of what it's like to have books banned for you in other countries. Then we have The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is a book I'm pretty sure everyone has at least heard of, and yeah, it kind of goes without saying, but yeah, Great Gatsby tends to pop up. It's just one of those books you have to read at some point in your lifetime. And just rounding out the books that I haven't read yet, Brave New World by Aldous Huxley, Slaughterhouse-Five by Kurt Vonnegut, and The Handmaid's Tale by Margaret Atwood. I hope to get around to these books sometime soon. And I'd like to finish off by talking about some YA books that have been banned in recent years, because even though I love classics, I think it's good to have variety on a list like this. People tend to get tired of just hearing the same old classics over and over again. Catcher in the Rye, Catcher in the Rye. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of interest in reading Catcher in the Rye, but I probably will get to it at some point. So of course we have Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or Philosopher's Stone if you're British. Yeah, I don't really need to explain this one. You've probably read it or seen it, and if you haven't, well, I don't know what to tell you. Then we have The Perks of Being a Wallflower by Stephen Chbosky. This one does have some more mature content in it, but, you know, teenagers tend to see this stuff in high school, so why, if they see it in real life, why can't they read about it? I don't really get why it's banned. And rounding out the list, we have The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins, Eleanor and Park by Remember Rowell, and Speak by Laurie Halse Anderson. So those are my picks for Banned Books Week. I hope you enjoyed this and that maybe there's a book that you haven't read on this list that you were encouraged to pick up. I'm sorry I didn't really talk as much about the books as I would have liked to, although this was kind of getting to be a long video. Anyway, if any of you have chosen to read one of these books, please let me know in the comments below, and happy reading!